Alright, well, my girlfriend decided we needed a cutting board above the trash can, like this one. So my idea on this is we're going to put some storage in there. So here what we're going to do is just take some measurements of the drawer, trying to take some notes inside it. We're going to cut out a section to drop down in, and I'm going to make this cutting board sit on top of it and be recessed in. So here I'm just setting the cutting board. Width, it's going to be about 3/8 narrow on each side, so whatever the drawer was, I subtracted 3/4. Same on the face, but I also took into account the bump stops, the rubber bump stops on the face of the cabinet. So now that I see that can be centered, what I'm doing is setting the table saw to create a rabbet on the edge. So this cutting board is about 3/8 recessed into the drawer box. That way it still clears when you open and close the factory drawer. So just ripping a 3/8 rabbet down each side, making sure that the measurement from front to back is enough that there's going to be a little bit of play after that rabbet is cut. Right here, that offcut shot me right in the stomach. So probably should have ran this with the offcut to the outside, but it is what it is. So there I'm just test fitting. It sits down in. So ripping material to fit inside the drawer and add a divider. Now we're just cutting it to width. There you go. You can kind of see what my vision is. Put some spacers in so it stays the same. Add in a removable box and then add in a permanent drawer spacer. So here I traced it around, just drilling with a Forstner bit into the corners so I can run around the back with a jigsaw. And just using an offcut to mark a straight line. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to be hidden 90% of the time anyways. Just use a M12 jigsaw here, just the one that I keep at home in the toolbox. Got my son holding on to it for me, my 11-year-old. Just gonna hit the edges with a sander just to smooth them out so there's no splinters. So there you can see fitting the box in now that it's glued. I just glued the corners with some Titebond 3, put a couple 23 gauge pin nails in it. That's how I'm holding these stops in as well. So there's just a little Titebond 3, a couple 23 gauge pin nails just to hold it in till that glue sets. Wipe off the excess. And I just use that removable trap as the spacer to put this permanent spacer in for the storage under the countertop or the cutting board. Couple 23 gauge pin nails, little Titebond. That piece got dropped, so I had to put some glue and a pin nail through the break to get it to set up. And there I'm just adding a little bit of space and gap between it. Now here I'm marking the center of the cutout where it's going to be, connecting those lines. And this is a 3-inch hole saw. I should have taken that a little easier, but tend to push it on hole saws with these drills. So just drill it out each side, connect it with a jigsaw again. This is just a 3/4 inch finger joint cutting board, craft board that we've had laying around the kids used to use. So I figured this was a good way to use it. And this is just a 1/4 inch round over bit. So now that's all set up, I can round all the corners over and edges, sand everything down smooth so we can get a coat of mineral oil at the end of this. And here I'm just sanding everything with 120, taking off the weird finish, whatever lacquer finish came on this stuff, and take the finish off and get it down to bare wood so we can rub this with mineral oil too, because this is the slot tray, so it's going to be removable, so you can wash it and clean it if you need to. Here I'm just straightening out a little bit of wonkiness in the cuts, cleaning it up, smooth it out a little bit before we hit the edges with a router. Take that same round over bit to all the sides, top and bottom of the cutting board, and then sand it with 120, and then on the cutting board itself I went to 220 before I did the mineral oil. Probably wasn't necessary to do 220, but that's what I did. In those tight corners I had to use that oscillating tool, but I didn't have any sandpaper that would fit it, so I just used a random orbit piece of paper, just rubbed it back and forth. Worked pretty decent. And then just finish everything off with hand. So there are the drawers back installed. Putting a generous amount of cutting board oil, mineral oil on it, so it soaks in. All sides. I really like these wood cutting boards over the plastic ones anymore. They hold up better and clean up better. So there it is, all installed, ready to go. You can pull it out and just use it as a cutting board. Again, here's the inspiration photo from what my girlfriend found on Pinterest. Here's my version. Total time on this project was about an hour between getting everything set up and cleaned up. So if you want more like this, let me know in the comments. I've got a few more coming up that I've got ideas for.